Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley, and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. Once again, excited to have the beautiful Julie Storm with me on the show today.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be here,
Thank you. I think we're on our 16th year, and it's been fun, hasn't it?
I believe, yes.
Yes, it's been a good time. I feel like we've given a lot of good, valuable information out there to our viewers, and it's always been fun to do.
Well, I want to congratulate you. I understand that RealTrends magazine has ranked you in the top 50, and this magazine takes into account all companies across the world, so
Yes.
Worldwide in the top. That is amazing. Tell me about that.
Thank you, Julie. Normally all my rankings are within the Keller Williams organization, and Keller Williams is now the largest company in America with the most agents, about 140,000. And last year we ranked 9th amongst those, but there's no way to get the data from other companies and other agents. So RealTrends magazine, which is a magazine that's on the cutting edge of giving information out about real estate, also goes through and combines all realtors and all companies, every franchise, every independent agent, independent company across the world, and they rank the realtors. And we just got that ranking. We're in the top 50 in the world. So that's really nice to see, because you never know what they're doing at other franchises. And all these agents on TV are always, on these reality shows, are always throwing these huge numbers out, and you kind of wonder where you rank with them. So it was an honor to be ranked in the top 50.
I would say so.
Yeah, and I really appreciate the folks here, because we're not selling homes in New York City or LA or Miami. We're selling homes in York, Lancaster, Chester County, South Carolina, and South Charlotte, North Carolina. And so it speaks a lot for our area if somebody can be in the top 50 in the world and only sell local real estate.
Well, it speaks a lot about you and your team.
Well, thank you for that. I really enjoy the business. I wanted to give out some information today. I always like to give Stephen's top 10. So top 10 for new construction, because during the crash, Julie, real estate, as far as new construction, stopped.
Right.
And you'd go through new construction neighborhoods and really see no new construction. And it was really tough on builders and neighborhoods. They couldn't build the homes for as cheap as they would need to sell. But now when you ride around in 2016, new construction's everywhere. And so a lot of people are buying new construction. So this is really tailored for buyers, but maybe sellers can think about it too. So it's kind of Stephen's top 10 things if you're buying a new home.
Okay.
And this is assuming, which is really what's out there right now, is what I call corporate or regional builders. These are your big builders. This isn't your little local guy building one house. They're really not doing that now. This is when you go into a neighborhood and they got a model and a planned neighborhood and that kind of stuff. So the first thing is to remember that the on-site agent works for the seller. It's the same thing as you walking on a car lot. Now, when we walk on a car lot, we know the salesperson's not looking out for our interests.
Right.
When you walk into a new construction model, that's not clear to you that the person on site there is only representing the seller. And that's true in all products other than real estate. So number one thing I encourage people to do is take a buyer's agent with you, because there's a lot of paperwork, and the person sitting across the desk is only representing the seller. It's their job to get you to pay the most under the worst conditions for a buyer,
right,
and the best conditions for a seller. So take a buyer's agent with you. I've got 12 on my team. We cover all York, Lancaster, Chester, and Mecklenburg County. And so please give us a call here and we'll go with you out there. It is free for the buyer. The builder already has a fund set up to pay agents. You pay no more money if you take a buyer's agent with us. So give us a call here, we'll go with you. Number two is go online and look at reviews. Just like you would a restaurant, or if you're going to a movie. I don't go to a movie now without looking at the reviews.
Absolutely.
And so type the builder's name and put reviews after it or comments after it. Ask people on Facebook if they live in so-and-so builder's home. But go on there. There are reviews on there now, and read them just like you would a restaurant. And you know, you're going to see a few bad ones. Some people can't be happy.
Right.
So you remember that when you go to a movie, and you remember that when you go to a restaurant. Check reviews online. The third thing is, don't hesitate to go out in the neighborhood on a Saturday and talk to people who are living in the neighborhood. They've already moved in, they've already bought from the builder, they've already obligated to the neighborhood. They may love the builder and hate the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So maybe go out there on a Saturday or Sunday when you know people are home and chat with them about you being a new resident. I promise they will love to tell you their story.
Yes.
Okay. Number 4 is remember that the model is a model. And the model's picked because it's probably most profitable for the builder to build that model. And the model gets built the most because people see it finished and furnished.
It's got all the amenities and everything.
Well, and that's my point, is some of these amenities you can't even have in your home.
Okay.
And remember, model home furniture, manufacturers make model home furniture. Model home furniture is a third smaller than real furniture. It makes the room look bigger. I know I'm 6'4", I can't fit in that furniture. It's good furniture, it's just model home furniture. It's small furniture. You probably got big furniture. So just remember, nothing you can do to create your home to look like that model.
Yes.
And there are amenities in that model that you may not be able to get. Know what, if you're buying the quote unquote Savannah plan or Plan B, ask your buyer's agent and find out what people paid for it last month and the month before. The builder can go up $50,000 on a plan and not even tell you.
Because it fluctuates a good
bit.
bit.
It does fluctuate. If they're not having enough sales, they reduce it. We can look and see what benefits the builder offered. Maybe they offered a free sun porch. Maybe they paid closing costs, but we can look and see what they've done on that model home in the past. You usually go to a design center after you go under contract. The design center is at a different location, and that's where they sell you on a lot of the amenities, from electronics to upgrades. That's where the builder makes the money, okay, on these upgrades. When we resell Plan B, we find that the resale of the home, you don't get paid for the upgrades. So just remember, when you're spending, sometimes, Julie, these upgrades are $50,000, $80,000, and they build in the price of the home. So you're not going to get 100% return on those. Your home's going to sell 5, 10 years later for whatever Plan B is selling for in the neighborhood. So just remember that. If you want these upgrades, then you're getting them just for yourself. The other couple is for custom. If you're building a custom home and you're designing the floor plan for you, if you think you think when you build it you're never going to move, and sometime I go out to these extremely custom built homes a year later, 2 years later, and people built a home that nobody wants because the plan was designed solely for those folks. So make sure it's a resellable plan. I don't mind looking at house plans. I actually love it. If you're a past client of ours and we've got about 10,000, you want to bring a house plan by and let me look at it and say, you got a problem here on resale. I had people build a home one time and didn't put a kitchen in it. They did not put a kitchen in it because they didn't like to cook.
Okay.
And they stayed 1 year.
Oh my.
And it was close to $1 million. The other thing is, not only is the floor plan resellable, is the price range resellable. You know, if you're coming to town and you're building a $2 or $3 million home, look and see how many sales last year were in that price range. You might find none. So it doesn't matter if it's a beautiful floor plan if people can't afford the home. A couple more things. Make sure if you're building a custom home and you're using a local builder, remember the warranty's only good if the builder stays in business. These big national builders probably will not go out of business. Your little local guy could go out of business. If he's a one-man, one-woman operation, they could go out of business. There goes your home warranty. The last thing and the most important, number 10, when they tell you the home's finished, have a home inspection.
Yes.
2 reasons. One, they'll find things that could be hazards in the house. I just had a home inspection, almost $1 million home, and everything was flawless. The dryer vent was vented wrong and would have caused the home to burn down when they ran their dryer. The one thing the inspector found. The other reason is 3 or 4, 5, 10 years later when you resell it, it's really bad when the buyer gets an inspection, you've lived there, and they find a structural flaw that you've now, and the builder's warranty's up, Julie, and you've got to go back and fix it, and you could have had the builder fix it if you had found it in the first year. I'd have a home inspection before I moved in the home, and before the 1-year warranty was up, I'd have a second one if I bought a new construction. That would be my recommendation. $300 or $400, extremely well spent money. And so there's my new construction top 10 for folks.
Well, I think that's some great information, things that people probably wouldn't think about. They get caught up in the buying process.
Absolutely.
And you get so excited that you don't think that, you know, down the road, hindsight is not good.
Absolutely. And back to number 1, take a buyer's agent with you. There's no cost to you, and we'll be happy to represent
help
you.
think through the process.
Yeah, most likely we've sold 20, 30, 50, 100 homes for that builder, and we know their processes. We know when something's not quite right. You're going to sign about 50, 100 pages of contracts with these new constructions because they're so detailed. We can review those and things like that. Thank you for being on today's show. And thank you for remembering about the RealTrends Top 50.
Yeah,
That's thank you
awesome.
for bringing that up. Julie Storn, thanks for being on the show. We've got beautiful homes for sale in your area, and we'll be right back. I hope you've enjoyed watching the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. If you're interested in advertising your business on the program, please give us a call at 803-326-2777. Join us next week for more discussions on real estate topics and help in finding your perfect home. Thanks for watching.